Hey crafters, this is Linda with Casey Creations by Linda, and I was working on a journal from Lunic Art Design, and I thought, these are so interesting, I should do a tutorial on a page. So this is some of the stuff I've made. I absolutely love this set. But we're going to do something different. When we don't have pieces made up and we come up with our own stuff, that's what we're going to do today. How I start is I pick two of the back pages. And you can pick whatever you want. Like I said, if you want to craft with me, it's Lunic Art Design, and it's her Cottage set. These are 8.5 by 11. And this is the part where I do the base to my pages. This will be the actual folder. So we're going to glue the two pages together. And this may be a little advanced for some of you, but you can always back me up and watch it again. It's really not that difficult after you dig into it, see what I'm doing. It's just different. And I love to play with pages, see what I can do with them, see what I can come up with. And I'm all about interactive. Now when you glue these together, always make sure that the center is got really glued, because that's where we're going to ask it to fold over without cracking. Make sure everything is right side up. I'm going to stand up here so I can align these pages. Hopefully I can get them pretty good. Yep. There we go. We're going to get gluey in this one, so don't worry about it. Really want to give them a good press in the center. And the edges, we don't want our paper to be splitting. Let's look at the other side. Yep, we're good. Now we're going to ink this up and lay it aside for a moment, because you don't want to fold it when it's got so much glue on it, because it will wrinkle your paper. So we're going to let it dry just a little bit while we cut out some of our pieces. And I've kind of selected some of them that would be a little bit unusual for us to do. There. And then when we fold it, we'll ink our center there. So this is it. It's going to be folded in half, and we're going to be decorating this side of it. So I went through all the digitals and I found a page I like. Now this is 8.5 by 11, normal size. So I print this page at 8 by 10, so that when you set it down, you've got a little border all the way around it. This also allows us to stick in the tabs for flips and flops and all that good stuff, because we can't add it to this, or our tabs would be on the back. So we come up with a different piece of paper, different scene we might like. And there is a ton of stuff in this kit. There is some absolutely beautiful fussy cuts. Okay, this is our page. Now before we add any of our flips, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make pockets out of these stacked suitcases. So you need a craft knife, X-Acto knife. I'm going to put one pocket here. So I'm actually going to cut into my paper. And I'm going to freehand it. You can use a ruler if you want. Let's see, do I want to cut it out to there? Sure. So I went from here to here, right at the end of the suitcase. Let's move up a couple of suitcases, and let's do this one. Okay, we got that one cut out. And we'll move up 2 more suitcases and do this one. Now, that's going to hang out for a while. We're not going to do anything with it because the special part comes is when we glue it to our main page. But we do want to ink in here because we don't want white showing. So just kind of stick your fingers in there and raise it up a little. The white edges are showing. Ink the top and the bottom. And this also allows it to stand out. You see a little bit darker line on the suitcases. Because when this lays flat, it's going to look just like that. And now, where are my lines? Okay. Now, let's do some flips and flops and all that good stuff. This is the pockets. There's a ton of them, but these are 2 of the pockets that was in the set, and all I did was make another copy. Okay? So we're going to cut these out. And this is where you decide you want it left, you want it to flip this way, or you want it to flip this way. I'm going to make mine flip this way. Now, when I do this, I do not use the bottom tab. So we're going to cut that off, go around here, and I'm actually going to make this white here that's on the paper, I'm going to leave that. Gives me a little bit more to wrap around my main image. You can use a hole punch to cut out the little thumb pull if you want. That looks about 3/4 of an inch punch. But I'm just going to cut it like so for right now. Don't need all this on this side. So let's get out our scoreboard. I'm borrowing my granddaughter's tiny one, which is not my favorite because I have lines on mine. It really helps stay in the line where I need it. Score there, and we're going to score the other tab. And come in like so. Now, it needs a back because we flip it over, that's what we've got. So we need to back this with something. I always ink my line there because this will be attached here, and my paper obviously cannot come up all the way to that or it would not flip over. I have to give it a little wiggle room. So I'm going to ink right there. This is the flap that's going to go under like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some backing paper, and I just picked this one, and we are going to ink, and I'm also going to ink the inside of this because it's going to be white, and I'm going to ink some of this up here because we are making a little pocket for it, and I don't want that to be white. So we're going to grease it down, get our glue, I'm going to glue this tab. Glue along the bottom. We don't want to glue this tab because that's what holds it onto our main page. So we're going to glue right next to the fold, not on the score line, but right next to it. And we're going to take our paper, our little pocket here, we're going to line it up. We're going to fold this under, make sure it's pressed up there really good. And we can look on this side to see if it is. Right along there, make sure it's even. And now we can cut it out. Now we have our backing on there. Make sure that there's nothing, got a little bit here sticking out. Trim that off. Trim off anything that doesn't belong on our picture. Ink it up. And I'm an inker. And our other side. This would be a good place to put a fussy cut. And I'm going to put it just about here because we want to leave enough space at the top. When we put something in there, it's not hanging over the top edge. Before we do that, let's decorate this. This is my other copy. So let's see, we could cut out these and make those a little tuck spot. Let's do that. Okay, this time, very confusing, I'm going to leave my bottom because I need some room. If I just glued it down, I wouldn't have any room to stick any ephemera in because it would be too tight. So I'm just going to cut these off. Go at an angle. Don't need that much. You always want to angle your little cutoffs, your little tabs there, because you don't want them sticking out. My granddaughter's going to have a fit. Nana, you did a tutorial and I didn't get to watch. She loves to craft with me. Fold those up and in. And then another little trick, when you have two tabs, this one is not going to matter because this does not overlap the bottom tab. But if it did, you would always want to glue your side down and then your bottom, and it makes a little pocket in there. If you glue this down and then glue the side, your paper's going to hit, your card's going to hit that. So, let's get our ink out. Make sure everything is scored properly. And we're going to glue that down right there. We're going to glue just the tabs. Have you guys ever worked with acetate before? I use it constantly. We're going to do an acetate window on this little guy. grabbed a scrap of acetate because it doesn't take much. But as you can see now, we have made a little text out right there. And we're going to make this one, but first let's do our acetate. I grabbed just a little scrap here. I'm sure you can't see it on camera. Take a marker. And I'm going to go around the oval there the best I can. Mine are always like squiggly, but I get it done. Doesn't really matter because we're going to get all that ink off. And let's just cut out our little oval. You probably can't see what I'm cutting on. Doesn't show up well. But you can see the black line. And we got to get the ink off. Fingernail polish remover. There, all gone. Now, we're going to take our Fabri-Tac because it glues acetate really well. And this stuff also will glue metal. We're going to put a very tiny bit. This stuff is very generous, so you have to kind of be careful. And we're going to lay it down over our horse there. Just like so. And it just gives him, like, since he's in a frame, it just gives him some look of glass. A little bit more polish remover. Make sure there's no ink on our, excuse me, no Fabri-Tac on our top here. And there, we got him. Perfect. Just gives it a little added touch. Okay, let's do our other little side one here. Remember, we are going to leave our tabs on. Score little tabs. Some ink. Need to cut this. Can you see where it's sticking out there? So I need to angle this one a little bit more. There, or better. Okay. Put our other little side on. Glue our tabs. Looks like I'm putting a lot of glue, but I use the tip to smear it around. Hold our little tab under because we want to get him straight. Get him lined up. Make sure he's not sticking over. There. Now we have our little pockets. And this is this little dark spot here. That's where I inked on the back of this paper. Or that would be white. Now we can glue them onto here. I hope you're with me on this. And let's put them about here, because we want to allow enough room for our cardstock to stick out without going over the top. Give them a little press and then look at it, and you will see that, you find something along here, see the brown? That's where we inked up that white on the other side of this tab, because you can't get it butted, this page here, up against this solid, or it would not allow it to flip. It'd just be sticking up straight here. It needs a little wiggle room so it can flip and flop over. Okay, we got that one done. Now, I saw this pocket, and it works perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a flip out of the pocket. And we're going to have to back it just like we did. Again, I'm cutting off this bottom. It just gets way too bulky. Now I'm not going to cut off all of this because I want to cut, gosh, there's the airplane, always. I want to cut the backing paper and along this edge at the same time so they're a perfect match. So I'm going to score our tab here. Let me at least cut out that part to well away. So it's going to go on this side. Now, get our backing paper. Make sure if there's any writing, you're always right side up. Again, I'm going to ink the inside of this because I don't want to see any white along our folded tab there. And we will guesstimate just about where we need to ink on this side. This is all going to be on the inside, but when you open up the pocket, you could see the white if we didn't. We're not gluing our tab here. We're going to glue along the score line, just to the left of it. Don't get any on the score line. Just lay a thin line of glue. And across the bottom. Looks good. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it here, and we're going to wrap our tab around the back. We're going to pull it kind of tight. Give it a press. Flip it over and see how good we are. Any glue that's squished out, make sure you wipe it off. I'm not happy with that there. And before our page, let's stop for a minute, go back to our actual page. We don't want to get it too dry because then it's really hard to bend over. So go back and get that. Let's fold it, get it lined up, hold it tight, push right here in the center. Yep. And then you can give it a crease. Just burnish it pretty good. Ink up our fold. And I always ink up the inside. There. No wrinkles, no anything. We're good. Okay, put him away. Let's go back to our pocket. Let's cut him out. I think I'll put some lace on the edge of this one. And by adding the lace, it's going to cover up the lace that I'm cutting out right now. So I really don't need to cut around all these little tiny edges of the lace, the printed lace, because I'm going to cover it up with real lace. Another little tip, if you've watched my tutorials, it's like a repeat what I'm saying. To keep your scissors straight so you're not out here trying to get right where you're supposed to, just stick your fingers out and lay your scissors on your fingers, and that'll steady your scissors. And kind of turn your piece under your scissors as you cut, and it makes it a lot easier. Yeah. Tab works good. We have a pocket, so let's ink him up. I think Lunic Art is running a sale now also. I'm not sure. It's worth looking. There. Oh, another place for a cute fussy cut. Okay, we got our pocket. We're going to lay it right at the bottom of our page. Since this is a pocket, we don't need any gluing anywhere except on our tab. When it folds over, you want to make sure that you're in line with the bottom edge. There's our little space that it moved so that it knows where it needs to go to fold over. There, now we have a flip pocket. We can put whatever we want in it. Let me grab something, anything. See, it goes right in that pocket. Okay, now here's what we have. Now, these little flips are going to flip and flop around in your journal. So this is what I usually do. This is a page I made. It has a little flip here. Has a little flip here. And if you were, you know, it's going to end up like that. So I always find something pretty. And this is green silk that I've torn. It's kind of a sage color. and that holds our flips together, and that's what we're going to do on this. Except I've got a cream colored one. Okay, let's think about our pocket. And I found one of my little metal things here, if I can find it now. Who knows, on my desk you never know where things are. But I did have it. Now the gremlins took it away. That's alright. I know where to find more. Let's put one like this. Yeah, perfect. These are real metal, but they're extremely light. Oh, God, if I can hold on to it. I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac. This stuff is wonderful, but you get it on your fingers and you're peeling it off. It doesn't always wash off. Lay it down right there. Just adds a little bit to our pocket. Yeah, but the excess that comes through the little holes there. There. Okay. Now, let's put our piece of lace on here. I'm going to get a scrap. Lay it down under here because I do not want to get any glue on my paper. Guess. I think this one will work good. Yep, super good. Get an angle going there. It doesn't come off all the way. It stops right here. So that's where I'm going to stop it. Got it at an angle. And glue that down. Tiny. There. There. Now, what we're going to do, let's get our filter here, get some of this stuff out of the way. We're going to glue this down. Now remember, we've got our little cuts here. We do not want to glue, this is the top here. We do not want to glue from the cut line we made down. We can put a little line right there of glue, and then this becomes the pocket. Then we skip down and we could put a little line of glue here, but we need all this open in here so that our cards fit in there. And let's get our little tie. This one's going to be a little bit tricky because they're kind of uneven. You do have all these little strings to contend with. And I just tie it kind of loosely. It's just to hold the flips down while I glue, so they're not flip-flopping in the way. So, here's our back. We want to make sure our little thing, let's see, nope, let's move it down a little bit, because we don't want it to be in the way of our cards. So I'm fumbling around here trying to figure out where I want to glue this. And you know what? My card is still going to hit that. So, haha, this is what we're going to do. We're going to cut it in half. We're going to take these little glue things, cut our little streamers off, get our Fabri-Tac, put some glue on it, and we'll wrap it around. I don't want any coming over on my pocket. Then we'll glue this side. This one's going to be trickier. But once we glue them down, then glue the page down, they're not going anywhere. There. There. Okay. God, that Fabri-Tac, when you get it on you, it's just, I'm yours now, I'm going to stay. I always get it on me. Okay, remember where we're going to put our glue? Go down the side, because nothing's stuck over here. We're not going to make any of that a pocket. This is our top pocket, so we can glue all of this here. Just get real close to our little cut line. And nothing can go this way, because the cut line ends right there. So all this can be glued. And we're going to continue down. Put some glue on our ribbon. Need to angle it out a little bit so we're right at the edge of that slit. And this pocket, this is our top. This is where it's going to go in. So we don't want it to slide all the way down, so we have to put a line of glue at the bottom of this pocket. This one slides down to here, so we need to put some glue here. Do you understand why? Did I explain that good enough? These are pockets on the other side. Remember, we cut the line in the suitcases? This is one pocket. This is a second pocket. So we don't want any glue in there. Okay, here we go. Here's our little folder. You're going to get messy. I'm going to stand up again. And we're going to center this top, bottom, side to side. And tie our bow. We don't want to pull too hard until we get that pressed down. There's one of those little tiny strings. I got everything sticking to me. There. There's another string. Okay. Open up our little flaps. You really want to press good where that flap is under here. Gosh. See that string following me? It is still stuck to my finger. Get everything nice and pressed. Alright, we got them all smushed down. Now, we still got, from a pokey tool, here's our little pockets. See, they're still open because of the way we glued them. Kind of have to coax them out the first time because, remember, we smushed them down. Just get your fingernail under there. Make sure nothing is sticking. We're all good. buy it, and there it is. All we have to do is just decorate it with our ephemera for here, in here, and then in our pocket here. Because we did leave this open, remember? Now there is a ton of ephemera you can pick from. Here, let me show you here, because I've used up most of it. But you got all kinds of little things. Pretty little sayings. This kind of tag. More little, there's a little stamp. And let's see, let's find where I have used some big tabs here. Hold on, I got them somewhere. You never know with me. Where did I put it? This is one of them. I mean, there's tons of them. All different sizes. Here we go. This is a perfect example. These 2 pages. I took this tab and made a flap out of it. And then we got all these sizes that we can stick in our little thing. Put a little wax seal there. Another thing is I take the tags. Let me grab a scrap here I might have. Okay, we'll do this one. Okay, see these big ones? If this comes on a sheet with a whole bunch of them on it, you can select this sheet and then downsize it. You could do, if you just need a little, you could do 8 by 10, 5 by 7, 4 by 6, 3 by 5. And then you end up with these teeny tiny ones like I made. And some small ones do come also, but I've already used all those up. There's that one. Over here, here's some more of the tags. This one, and I just made 2 copies so I could make a pocket out of it. There's some more. Big one, there's some more. So, there's all kinds of those you can use. We've got that decorated. And I just grabbed some tags here just to show you what it would look like. And I would go ahead and put metal eyelets in the holes. It will fit. Just coax it back out again, and it will eventually learn that it doesn't lay flat. That has to poke up for us. Put our little tags in like so. I was going to put like 2 or 3 there, and then lift this one up again. You can put 3 there, and you can put 3 or 4 down here if you want. And then the fussy cuts, like I said, there is a ton of them. I'll show you my scraps. We got all these fussy cuts we can use to put on the back of our little cards here. Here we have all these smaller ones. All these. I mean, they're so beautiful. Look at that. What I do is, after I've finished all my signatures and everything and I've got them bound, I flip through them and see where I can add something else. Who knows, I probably will. But that gives you an idea on how to make something. Just do it. Make it interesting. Grab a pocket. You can take one of the journal pages, cut it down to a 5 by 7. You could take the tags, leave this open, cut it around this, back it. You have a flip for it. All kinds of things. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I've been clear. You can always reach out and go, what in the heck were you doing, Linda? And I'll be glad to try to tell you what I was doing. So until next time, guys, stay crafty. Bye-bye.